बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम फार्मर्स। आज हम क्रेग लिस्टर के फार्म पे हैं, इसको कैलिस्टर होल्स्टेन्स, और यहाँ से ओरिजिनल जो मेबुल है यहाँ से ओरिजिनेट हुआ था। सो बेसिकली अब कह सकते हैं कि क्रेग जो है वो मेबुल का क्रिएटर है। सो वो उसके बारे में हम आपको ऑफ कोर्स उसकी जो मिल्किंग डॉटर्स है वो भी दिखाएंगे, मगर वो आपको ज़्यादा अच्छा एक्सप्लेन करेगा कि ये अभी तक मेबुल की डॉटर जहाँ भी सेल हो रही होती हैं वहाँ से क्यों ख़रीद लेता है और क्यों अभी भी कंसिस्टेंटली ये अभी मेबुल की प्रोजनी के अराउंड काम कर रहा है। और ओवरऑल हम बिकॉज क्रेग जो है वो डाटा जीन के बोर्ड पे भी था, तो इससे ओवरऑल जो ऑस्ट्रेलियन सिस्टम है उसको हम थोड़ा सा हमारे नॉर्थ अमेरिकन सिस्टम से भी कंपैरिजन करने की कोशिश करेंगे। सो हे क्रेग, थैंक्स वेरी मच फॉर योर टाइम। We drove all the way and I know it's with all COVID and stuff, it's pretty hard. Obviously you be a lot of doses, we can't get demand for Maebull over there. It's just huge demand there, and it's our second shipment, almost sold out. Obviously we're going to talk a lot about that. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well my name's Craig Lister. I'm a fourth generation dairy farmer from northern Victoria. We operate a system here which is a split seasonal calving system, pasture based for 3/4 of the year. But then when you get to the hotter summer months now, we start to feed them more of a confinement diet. It's not a TMR, but it's access to as much, whatever they need in terms of conserved feed. We try to breed for cows that are trouble-free, fertile, productive, and with good functional type. We like our cows to give our cows all the tools they need to live a long, healthy life.
क्रेग यूजुअली नॉर्थ विक्टोरिया से है और यहाँ पे तकरीबन ज़्यादातर ये पास्चर यानी ग्रेजिंग के अराउंड ही वर्क करते हैं, मगर जब फीड कम हो तो ये कन्फाइनमेंट फीड पे भी आ जाते हैं, जहाँ से ये अगर आप देखें तो मैं आपको दिखा दूँगा बाद में कि ये इनके लिए फीड कन्फाइनमेंट में भी देते हैं। क्रेग, how hot it can get here? मैंने ग्रेग से ये पूछा कि यहाँ पे कितनी गर्मी हो जाती है?
We don't have high humidity here, but we do get periods of dry heat where we'll regularly get a run of 3 or 4 days about 43, 44 degrees Celsius. Rarely we'll get a mid to high 40s. That's very rare. We tend to have long periods in summer like now where we're sitting about mid 30 degrees. 30 to 35, but then you'll get those little periods that really knock the cows where you're getting 40 degrees, and importantly of course it's not cooling down overnight to give them a break from that temperature.
So Craig कह रहा है यहाँ पे तकरीबन 43-44 डिग्री तक चला जाता है, but around mid 30 से 40 के दरमियान रहता है। Look, it's going to be very important question. We get a lot of hot weather and looks like you get it that too. How you breed your cows to survive in that weather, so my farmers can find out how they can breed cows which can survive in our environment as well. मैंने ग्रेग से बेसिकली ये पूछा कि ये कैसे अपनी काउज को ब्रीड करते हैं, या उनको समझ लें आजकल के दौर में क्रिएट करते हैं कि वो इस वेदर में सर्वाइव कर लें, और कोई ऐसा आइडिया कि हमारे पाकिस्तान में भी यही हम अप्लाई कर सकें।
So Australian researchers were among the first in the world to develop a heat tolerance breeding value. It's at a low reliability because of the nature of which was required, the research to create the heat tolerance value. However, that is something we definitely pay attention to with our changing climate, getting warmer all the time. Here in Northern Victoria, we're not as hot as the Queensland states, but in terms of the bulk number of cows in Australia, we're the hottest regular dairying district in Australia. So it's definitely something we have to pay attention to. I think overall you want to also pay attention to mastitis traits, because as we all know, when you get hot weather, cows mill in the shade, makes them more susceptible to mastitis. So in terms of not only their heat tolerance, but you want to keep your cows healthy when it's hot, and that's really important.
क्रेग ने बड़ा ही अच्छा पॉइंट किया कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट वो था जिन्होंने हीट टॉलरेंस पे काम किया है, तो ये बहुत बेशक रिलायबिलिटी 38% है, मगर फिर भी वो काफ़ी है, एटलीस्ट 0 से तो बेहतर है। और फिर ये मास्टाइटिस रेजिस्टेंट के अराउंड इसका ट्रेट में जो भी इसकी वैल्यू है उसको काफ़ी एम्फोसिस देते हैं, ताकि आपकी काऊ हेल्थी और स्ट्रॉन्गर रहे और ज़्यादा लॉन्गेविटी के साथ सर्वाइव करे। look, now we're going to come to the crunch, right? Everybody knows in Pakistan what MAEBULL is. Look, tell me something which we already don't know about MAEBULL, or if we do, you can probably explain that into more easy and layman language.
Well, the way I look at MAEBULL is he's a perfect picture of my breeding goal, in that if you want problem-free cows that are just going to milk, get back in calf, not get sick, not get mastitis, he's the bull for you. He adds a lot of power, a lot of strength, which you wouldn't expect from the pedigree. They're a moderate frame and with quite a deep barrel and wide chest. So he really adds some substance to those milky bloodlines that can sometimes be a bit frail. So we found him very useful for that.
Yeah. ओके क्रेग ने बड़ी आसान ज़बान में कहा कि अगर आपको ट्रबल फ्री काऊ चाहिए जो कि हीट मस्टाइटिस के अगेंस्ट ज़्यादा वर्क के मीडियम साइज़ को ओपन चेस्टेड जिसको हमारे BRD के वहाँ प्रॉब्लम ज़्यादा होते हैं तो MAEBULL is the way to go. One question though I asked when introduced MAEBULL over there, and obviously it's a reasonable question, that his TPI is around 2100, 2200, right? And I had to battle that, and there was a lot of critics about that why his TPI is low, and if he's that good, his TPI should be blah blah, and obviously it's a fair question, right? And I answer to best of my knowledge, and so is Rob. But I want to know from you. Basically, मैंने जो क्रेग से पूछा है कि MAEBULL की जो TPI है, of course TPI सिस्टम में उसकी TPI बहुत कम है कंपेयर टू जो दुनिया के बाकी बुल हैं 21, 2200 के, मगर यहाँ पे फार्मर उसको दीवानों की तरह यूज़ कर रहे हैं, तो वो क्या है, क्यों उसको यूज़ कर रहे हैं?
So in regards to TPI, we all know that the TPI system really rewards how new the genetics is, how young it is, and the quicker you stack those young genetics on, the more likely you are to have a high score. So MAEBULL is a Palermo son out of a shottle. We're talking pretty old genetics, and if you compare him to his parents, he actually exceeded his parent average value by a significant margin. He was a real genetic outlier when he first got his TPI proof. It's just that as times move on, you know, the TPI system has really continued to reward the younger genetics, but we've found that perhaps there's not that much of a difference. Our MAEBULLs are still keeping up with the newest high TPI bulls, no trouble at all.
Yeah. क्रेग का कहना है कि ये बिकॉज ओल्ड जनरेशन का बुल था शॉटल और उस फैमिली से, और जब उनकी आप TPI देखते हैं तो वो रियली लो है कंपेयर टू दिस वन, मगर हमें उसके रिज़ल्ट से और उससे हम इतने खुश हैं कि हम उसको भी यूज़ कर रहे हैं. बट लुक, इफ़ यू वाना, I'll repeat that question again. How, I mean, I want to answer all of you. Why his BPI is still that good and TPI isn't?
I'm not sure. That might be a question to ask the individual breed organisations.
Like I've seen his daughters, right? They look amazing. Their udder is amazing. We'll picture them, and I'm happy. I'm satisfied. But some of those, obviously, the critical questions: why the cow looks such amazing? Why it doesn't translate on your index?
I'm unsure. He works on our index, which is probably the most important thing to me here in Australian conditions with our heat. Not always the perfect feeding scenarios like you might get in the United States where they're feeding for total high performance. We just find them to be robust, adaptable cows that can continue to perform when things aren't 100% perfect.
Okay. ये बड़ा अच्छा आंसर किया क्रेग ने कि मुझे नहीं कि वहाँ पे कैसे वर्क कर रहा है या TPI पे क्या, हम अपने सिस्टम को देखते हैं और हमारे सिस्टम में वो बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा है और मैं खुश हूँ, और यही हमें भी फार्मर्स हमें भी यही देखना है कि जो हमारे सिस्टम में परफेक्ट काउ क्रिएट हो वही हमें चाहिए और एक्टिव बुल जो यहाँ पे यूज़ हो. एनीथिंग एल्स यू वाना tell about MAEBULL's daughters? Obviously you've got heaps of them. Which index doesn't show and you find it is very helpful?
Well, they're starting to develop indexes for this, but his calves are extremely vigorous. They're amongst the easiest calves we've ever reared. They rarely get sick, they just really thrive. So that makes the calf rearer's job a lot easier.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Boys, like एक बड़ी अच्छी जो क्रेग ने बात बताई है, और obviously HRM पे भी हम बहुत ज़्यादा उसके काफ्स आएंगे, और मैंने क्रेग से ये पूछा था कि कोई ऐसी चीज़ जो इंडेक्स ना बताता हो और आप जो इसने ऑब्ज़र्व किया हो, तो क्रेग कह रहा है कि उसके जो काफ्स हैं वो बड़ी इजीली हमारे लिए रेड करना हुआ, और हमें कोई शायद ही कोई ऐसा आया हो जो कोई बीमार हुआ हो या किसी को कोई मसला हो, तो हम रियली खुश हैं जैसे उसके काफ रेयर हुए हैं. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच क्रेग. Thanks for your time, and I think it's one of the most informative session we had.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just last question, I remember that you were on board of Data Gene as well. Can you tell us more about how strongly you believe is on your Australian sister compared to the rest of the world?
I think that where possible, every major system in the world should have their own selection system. We're paid according to different factors than they are in North America. Our feeding systems vary, our temperatures vary. You really need to, genetics by environment is a real thing. You need to select the most applicable genetics to your environment. That's not to say that they can't come from North America, but you want to test them on your system if you can.
बड़ा ही अच्छा पॉइंट क्रेग ने कहा है, और यही उसने कहा है कि ये नहीं है कि नॉर्थ अमेरिका या यूरोप के बुल अच्छे नहीं है, वहाँ पे भी बहुत अच्छे हैं, मगर फर्स्ट ये पहले अपने सिस्टम पे देखते हैं कि यहाँ पे वो अप्लाई हो सकता है या नहीं. शायद दुनिया का जो सबसे बेस्ट बुल है वो यहाँ पे अप्लाई ना होता हो, और सेम पाकिस्तान में भी शायद ऑस्ट्रेलिया का बहुत अच्छा टॉप का बुल हमारे वहाँ पे कंडीशंस पे एप्लीकेबल ना हो, और शायद अमेरिका का एक एवरेज सा बुल वहाँ पे एप्लीकेबल हो, एंड वाइस वर्सा. मगर हमें ये देखना है कि हमारी इन्वायरमेंट किसके क्लोजेस्ट है, और मैं हर वीडियो के एंड में यही एम्फसिस करता हूँ कि ऑस्ट्रेलियन एनवायरनमेंट हमारे एनवायरनमेंट के क्लोजेस्ट है. वो हमारी काउज भी दिखाती हैं कि वो कैसे परफॉर्म कर रही हैं. इंशाल्लाह जिन बहुत सारे दोस्तों ने जेनेटिक ऑस्ट्रेलिया का सीमन यूज़ किया और वो भी इस बात को रियलाइज़ करेंगे. हम आपको ये साइड दिखाते रहते हैं, दिखाएंगे, आगे रेस्ट चॉइस आपकी है. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Six eight. No, it was 6'8". 6182. That's another Maebull daughter. 6182 is a spring calved Maebull daughter, backing calf to her first insemination. She's probably a little bit sharper, more angular than your average Maebull daughter, but I think she still carries it well.
And typical same udder thing, isn't it?
Yeah, same udder, same udder texture.
Yeah, that's why you use proven, eh?
Yes, exactly. I want a more consistent run of heifers.
See a lot of them, Craig, with that little black coming down on the
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
A little stamp that's on them.
It's a VG first lactation Maebull daughter. She's out of a silver, out of a Del Santo. So she's about to be dried off, pregnant to recalve 12 months after first calf to sex Narcash. Don't run away, girl. 2944 is a second lactation Maebull daughter. She's only just gone 3 years old, producing well above herd average.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Atlee Grand Dam.
The 2944 boys, Maebull. So, आपके लिए खुशी की खबर ये है कि it's available in my lovely country. Yeah.
What else can we find? That's a pair of second lactation Maebull daughters.
7013.
So 7013 is another second lactation Maebull daughter. Her maternal grandsire is a gold crown. So you've got two supposedly below average udder bulls there, but I don't think you can see that in the cow herself.
So she's got good udder. Why, when you look at in your TPA system, the udder size 0.08? I don't understand that.
No, I think it's perhaps a different way these things are measured between the two systems. Different bull. We've got a Wrangler here. This is a second lactation Wrangler. Is a lovely little cow.
I like rump length.
Straight back and calf to sex semen, first mating.
Yeah.
We find that our silver lines are really productive. So 7068 is a Maebull out of a planet. She has a really nice, tidy, functional little cow.
Yeah.
Late on her first lactation, about to be dried off in 2 weeks.
I like her.
And then you've got the silver line next to her just running away. But
Yeah, we saw silver line the bull the other day.